Yeah. What's up, y'all? What's up, everybody? It's your boy Wild. Come on in the building. Next to me is Detroit man with the Grandmaster Plan of I.O.W. Network.
What up, though?
Hope everybody is having a fantastic Monday. Hope everybody is enjoying their start of the week. Hope everybody is grateful to see another Monday. Anyway, let's get all the house clean out the way.
Let's do it.
Of course, go over to www.ioftenwonder.com and you can find all the information of anything I.O.W. Network related from I.O.W. Sports as you are seeing right now. I.O.W. Sports Late Night Owl Edition every midnight, Monday through Friday. R. Bob, Daddy Cooks, LJ Presents, Two Nuts, One Opinion. What else we got coming down the pipeline, big bro?
We got Three Junk Auntie.
Ooh, that sounds like it's gonna be off the rip.
Yeah, Let's got a couple things she trying to get going. So we got a lot of things in the pot brewing.
Stir it up, stir it up, stir it up. We stirring that pot anyway.
Right.
Of course, we usually start with a game plan of what we're going to talk about sports related. Then, of course, like any other time that we come in on a Monday, our plans get blown up. Breaking news. Of course, if you haven't heard already, J.J. Watt has finally landed to a new team. He got up out of Houston, got his release that he asked for. And after some time and deliberation, he is going west, going to the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah, he going to Arizona Cardinals, man. I don't understand why. Like, at least go somewhere where he can win a championship.
Well, that's let me
say this.
Yeah,
if
go ahead.
He was a younger player, then I could see him doing that. Because Cardinal has a decent team. But like he going to a sorry team.
No.
I just don't think that they are built to win
right now. Which is why I'm surprised with that decision to go west, because he was talking about wanting to win a championship, being on a contender. And, not to diss the Arizona Cardinals, but, I think they overachieved this past year than what they were supposed to, be at.
Mm-hmm.
Offensive wise, Kyler Murray is amazing to watch.
Right.
DeAndre Hopkins, of course, what he do.
Right.
They haven't really solidified their running game yet. Larry Fitzgerald's retiring.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Other than that, D-Hop, of course, going to get his.
Right.
Nobody scares me on their tight end position. I mean, everything else is they're pretty much, I say their defense is probably more set up than what their offense is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what's his name? Jones.
Yeah. I know you're talking about.
His name's not Arthur Jones. That's his brother.
No.
Chandler Jones.
Right.
Also, John Jones' brother as well, MMA guy.
Right.
So, all three guys were professional. But so Chandler Jones is he's still dominant. I saw a stat. So the start of 2012 season, Chandler Jones has 97 sacks, J.J. Watt and a half, and now they're both on the same team. Only problem is Chandler Jones is coming off missing 11 games last year.
Right.
And then let's be honest with JJ. This is what surprised me because they're both about to be 31. But with JJ,
a lot of injuries too.
He's a coin flip of either being an all-time great pass rusher or being an injury-prone guy.
Right.
Clearly.
Right.
When he's healthy and he's playing, he's on.
Mm-hmm.
But on that other flip side of that coin, you about to get a guy that's injury-prone and not just missing like 1 or 2 games. He's missing double-digit games majority of the season.
Right.
So, man, was it 2 years, 31 mil, 23 guaranteed?
He got toe off. He got tore. Like I said, my biggest thing
Wow.
is like I said, my biggest thing is with him is that where he's at now
in his career.
Mm-hmm. He was better off going to somewhere that's gonna give him a championship. Somewhere that's built for right now. He one injury away from retiring.
Yeah, and
you know what I'm saying,
and that's what I'm saying.
He get a bad injury. I mean, let me say he get because that could be for anybody, but in his case, because of his age, in his history,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying, he get a bad injury this year. That might be it for him. You know what I'm saying? And then he's on a team that's not gonna win right now. Let's say if he goes somewhere like he'd have went to Tampa, or he went somewhere,
like, a lot of people like talking about Buffalo,
you know, somewhere like that. He has a good.
There was some talk about Cleveland.
He had a better chance of winning a championship. Where if he did get injured, he still get a ring. I mean, it's not to say the same as playing, but at least you can say you got a ring.
Look, he's the winner of this situation.
He's the winner.
He gets 23 million guaranteed.
He's the winner if you look at it from a financial.
31. Yeah, so definitely.
But if you look at it from someone who wants to win a championship, he's not the winner.
Oh, well, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, but what I'm saying is he's the winner because he got 23 million guaranteed.
Yeah. I mean, from that standpoint, you're right.
And it's not to say that he can't, wouldn't be able to recreate all the success that he's had in the past, but there's still that doubt that he can still repeat his injury past of his career.
Right.
Like, literally, I just said he's a coin flip of either being an all-time great pass rusher or an injury-prone guy. The only issue I couldn't gamble 15 million on that history. You know what I'm saying? That's especially for a guy that's, like I said, 31. He's not on the youth side of football body wise.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's not and again, not to beat the dead horse of his injury history, but when you're 31, you already got injury prone history. There's not a lot of information that says you're going to be a great pass rusher and you're going to avoid another injury.
Right.
And I just can't gamble 15 million on that. Now, we do know what he does bring when he's healthy. We know that. We get that. I think the league, entertainment wise, is better when JJ Watt is healthy and he's doing his thing.
Oh yeah.
But to expect that, to me, is asinine. You know what I'm saying? And
like we said before on the last show, he is a third down or a situation where second and long, something like that. Put him in.
He's a situational pass rusher.
Situational pass rusher. He's not an every down player right now.
No.
And so Arizona gonna need him every down.
Yes, and that's why I'm confused on that because you don't know what Chandler Jones is going to look like. He's 31, coming off missing 11 games.
Right.
There's no guarantee.
And maybe JJ in his mind doesn't realize that. That's probably why he didn't go to other places thinking I can play every down. Maybe that's what he's thinking. Maybe that's why he went to Arizona.
Well, you still thinking he's an every down player?
No, I'm saying maybe that's what JJ was thinking.
Okay.
Maybe JJ was thinking, hey, I can play every down in Buffalo or other places like Tampa. We're going to just put me as a situational player. And that's not what I want because I think I can play every down. Some people are delusional about their talent.
Where they at.
And where they're
in their career.
Right. Especially get towards that career where, if you're on that downside of it, you want to prove that you can still do it.
Yeah.
And it's not realistic.
And not only that, the Arizona Cardinals are in easily NFL's toughest division.
Yeah. Well, it depends on Russell Lee.
Yes, depending on that.
That plays a part of it.
That plays a big part in that.
But
I mean, so it's more geared that I think Russell staying. And to me, you'd be crazy.
Right.
To just go ahead and scrap it and start over.
Right.
I mean, you don't have a viable replacement to replace Russell Wilson in Seattle. He's staying. He's staying. I'm not one of the guys feeding all that hoopla and media play and drama, and him saying, but here's a list of teams I would go to. He ain't going nowhere. But with that division being so tough with the Seahawks, Russell Wilson, they're always in playoff talks.
Correct.
Rams were in the playoffs. They just upgraded their quarterback position. Pretty much their last piece they needed. Take away a lot of injuries from San Francisco, bring them back. Right. They're still a great team. I mean, they pretty much almost went 500 or a game or so above or below 500 with a demolished roster.
Right.
Off of injury. Half the damn roster was of their starters were injured. So, I mean, then you add Arizona, who was making some noise, and I think they overachieved last year. And Kyler Murray is going to get better, but he still has some growing to do with certain decision making, and knowing when to get rid of the ball and not take so many hits, because that was kind of his downfall. He was playing hurt, even though he played in games. You could tell he was hurt.
Right.
Start taking a toll. So I just don't think Arizona has especially on offense, to say that they're worth a contender. And let's be honest, even though J.J. Watt said, I want to go to a contender. All right, so let's look at the contenders there. Tampa Bay, who just won.
Right.
They're going to be in that conversation again. Now, I didn't see them paying $15 million for J.J.
No.
Kansas City damn sure wasn't going to do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe Buffalo.
Yeah, I mean, Buffalo been a more... It'd been more logical for a couple of reasons. One, they probably been willing to pay him a little bit more than other teams.
On the contender list.
Right, on the contender list. Two, they would probably use him more because they need him more.
Yeah.
He still might have been situational, but not as much situational on those other teams.
Yeah.
They might have used him more or run different schemes to use him different.
Because off gate, Kansas City and Tampa Bay, even Pittsburgh, too.
Right. So they probably try to maybe run some different schemes, run some different plays, use them different ways, maybe stand them up, put them in a linebacker position, that kind of thing. Mike linebacker position, you know what I'm saying? In certain situations, they might have tried that and things of that nature because he can rush the passer.
Yeah. And
so you move them around, shift them on the line, different places. They might have done that because they need to create pass rush. That was one of Buffalo's problems. They need to create some kind of
pressure. Yeah.
Yeah, and they wasn't creating that.
Yeah, I mean, AFC Championship game was.
They showed that.
He showed that.
It's like Kansas City was doing all the pass rushing.
So I mean, no diss to JJ. Hey, business wise, you won.
Business wise, you got your bag.
Business wise, you won. You got your bag. Professionally wise, as in team choices. I just think he went second tier.
Right.
I think he's like, where can I at least get max my dollars, and possibly if the stars align right, we catch flame at the right time, and we navigate our schedule and avoid injuries. And to me, just going to Arizona is a lot of ifs.
Horseshoe and rabbit foot, rabbit feet.
You know what I'm saying? They're gonna need just a tad bit of luck. But I mean, no diss on the defense. Defense wise, okay, so you get Chandler Jones back healthy, he can perform to his normal, performance. You still got a lock right there. Buda Baker is an all-pro safety. We know he's going to get interceptions. I don't know if he's going to return them back to touchdowns. You saw he got chased down by DK Metcalf, but Patrick Peterson, all-pro vet. I mean, he's not
showing signs of decline.
Yeah, but he's not a spring chicken, but just mentality. If he can find a way to always be in the right spot at the right time, and he still showed that he can still do that. I'm not expecting him to still be all pro, shut down Patrick Peterson like we're used to, but still be able to, get some pass inflections, be in the right spot at the right time. And then Isaiah Simmons, their young linebacker who had a hell of a rookie season out of Clemson. And he's one of those new age linebackers that has speed, get and literally run sideline to sideline. So they have pieces on the defensive end. Hassan Riddick's still there. They have pieces defensively to still be good and add a JJ Watt. Say he gets, I don't know, plays 50 to 60% of the defensive snaps and is able to stay healthy and contribute that JJ Watt does. I mean, it might.
We'll see, man.
Yeah.
But now we on to it's that time of the year.
Boom, boom. It's March, y'all.
It's March 1st,
First
baby.
day of March. Wow.
March Madness, baby.
We actually gonna get one this year.
Right.
You know, we're coming up pretty much on the 1 year anniversary that the world has changed.
Right.
You know, because of old pandemic, Corona, COVID-19. And, you know, we was taken away of our March Madness NCAA tournament last year. Like, canceled. Done. Nothing. Not one game.
Nada.
They barely just got the conference championship games out the way, and then they shut everything down. So, man, yeah, we did not get our tournament last year, but they said we're gonna get our tournament this year. I'm not sure how it's gonna look.
Right.
You know, some places that are gonna allow some fans, 22% capacity. Only thing I'm worried about is of course COVID.
Right.
How many teams are actually going to be available? Are they going to be available for a stream during the tournament? You know what I'm saying? And pretty much when to stay in scenario situation. But you know, hey, some of the big dogs is peaking at the right time.
That's right.
Like your boys over there. And there it is. I just knew it. How did I know it? Of course, Detroit now, hailing out of the great state of Michigan.
Michigan.
Yeah, so man, your boys is looking real nice. Number 3, Michigan.
I just saw the poll number 2.
Oh! I didn't. My bad. I didn't update it because the script was already written before the poll was updated. Oops. Excuse me.
They had number 2.
Number 2, Michigan Wolverines.
Right.
Moving up in the polls. They stayed hot this past weekend, getting a win over the in conference Indiana Hoosiers, putting a whooping on them, 73-57, putting a beat down on them. You know, and the reason that they are number 2 now is because they came off that victory, and former number 2 Baylor lost to Kansas, got beat down by number 17 Kansas as it was 71-58, and of course I haven't seen Kansas update rankings here, so they probably shot up.
Yeah, I think they did shoot up.
Yeah, they had to shoot up because that's a big win. You know, that's Baylor's first loss of the season. And then, of course, still reigning at number 1 on the poll. The Zags of Gonzaga out there in Washington, you know, blasting Loyola Marymount. You know, here's my thing about Gonzaga. Yes, you're undefeated. I get it. You know, and it's crazy how the world in NCAA world, how Gonzaga speaks of their basketball program 15 years ago. You know what I'm saying? They used to be a Cinderella story. Now they're almost a year in, year out contender in the tournament now. So it's crazy how just that dynamic flipped. My thing is that to me it's better for them to go ahead, take just one defeat before you go into the tournament. Get that feeling of what you don't want. Because when you get in the tournament, once you get that defeat, it's done.
It's done.
You go home.
You out the dance.
You out. No more dancing. No more happy feet. None more of that. So you know, I think Michigan has been tried and had their trials and tribulations, and they've literally had this whole second half of the season just surging white hot, getting key victories. You know, of course, beating Ohio State last week was always, of course, for you, it's always good. Well, you know, I think, you know, and that's, I'm not going to over about that Baylor loss. I think they're still going to be one of the top
Oh,
four
Baylor,
teams.
Baylor still is a good team. You know,
Yeah.
McCormick had a good game. He hit 20 on Kansas, and I mean Kansas still a good team. I mean, you know, they're not the Kansas we used to seeing.
Yes, you're right.
But I mean, they're still a good team.
But they showed up
you know
when
what I'm
it
saying.
matters.
And then you know,
then you got Bill Self, who's been there.
Yeah, Bill Self,
he's been there.
Right. So you know, they're a team that can do something in a tournament.
Hit a switch.
You can't like overlook them. You know, they're not performing like we normally see them. And then you know, Zags look good. Here's my thing about Gonzaga.
Yeah.
Every year since they've been out of the Cinderella talk and into the, you know, the powerhouse talk,
mainstay,
they always disappoint in the tournament.
Yeah.
You know, always. It could be the year. I'm not saying it's not. I mean, you know, you look at how they built. They are built pretty, you know, pretty strong. You know, the Zags got my phone will stay up here. You know, the Zags can make shots all over. You know, Kissenberg hit the outside shot. You got Jalen Suggs, you know, in the inside, who's a great finisher.
Yeah.
Yeah. They play pretty good in transition. Pretty, you know, so they look tough. However, I think Michigan matches up with them.
And not only that, I think needs to take their basketball program out of the conference that they're in.
Yeah, that too. And I think that hurts a lot. That speaks for a lot of teams in colleges.
Yes.
You know, you think about back in Miami's heyday when they was in the Big East and Florida State.
Yeah.
You know, they ran through the teams in the conference because they was playing Connecticut.
They was playing,
you know,
they're playing
teams that wasn't that great in football.
Cupcakes.
They were good basketball teams, right?
Cupcakes.
They're horrible football teams.
Powder puffs and cupcakes.
You know, so they moved to the ACC.
Yeah, I hear you.
And since they ain't even good, but you know, hopefully they'll come back to prominence. But you know, you have teams like that in college that are, I mean, same thing when Boise State was peaking.
Yeah,
and they're in the Mountain West. It was the Mountain. I think it was in the Mountain West. Yeah,
Mountain
you know what I'm saying? If they'd move maybe to the Pac-12,
they probably get ran out.
You know what I'm saying?
But I think they'd have been, you know,
Yeah, I think that would in the long run improve their program.
Yes,
because while they were peaking and good, and they start playing in that conference, they can start drawing more talent, could get more eyes on them. Of
course.
You know, more people might want to come because they're gonna play better. And that's we're playing better competition.
You're in a bigger conference.
Yeah. You know, they get more share of the pie.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll help in the athletics there. So I think during that time it'll be good for them to move.
Yeah.
And so going back to Gonzaga, you know, the Zags, yeah. They have a good team, so I'm not trying to take away from their team.
No. I'm not either.
Right.
I'm just saying.
What I'm saying though,
the level of competition they're going to
play day in and day out
is not going to be what they're going to see in the tournament.
Right. And I think they haven't really truly been tested.
And that's my point. Where's your true measuring stick of your team?
You know what I'm saying? So it's like they can go up against Texas Tech.
Yeah.
I think Texas Tech ranked 18th. Matter of fact, you look at is it Baylor?
Well, they were supposed to play Baylor this year, and the game got nixed because of COVID.
Baylor. Now, see, that's something I was going to break up too. I'm glad you said that. The thing with Baylor. Now, here's the thing with Baylor. They missed a lot of games for COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they look sluggish. They look kind of tired. Was that because of COVID? And on top of that, I think their next game they have they got going to Morganton and play West Virginia, who's ranked number 10.
And they play tough.
And then they got to play Oklahoma State. Then they play Texas Tech, who's ranked 18th.
The Big 12.
That's the next 3 games.
The Big 12 is a more challenging navigational road.
And they don't even have time to recuperate. So if COVID made them tired.
And then you got the Big 12 tournament.
So they lose 2 out of those 3 games. Where do you rank them? I mean, they just flip-flop. They just went to 3 and Michigan went to 2. So they lose those 2. They lose 2 out of those 3 games. Do you drop them further?
It depends on how they lose.
Then they lose their number one seating.
To me, it depends on how they lose in those games.
I mean, we talking about this is the NCAA.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying But with basketball, their committee is not going to penalize a team losing to another ranked team by a bucket.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? They're more going to move you. Of course, they're going to move you back because
Right.
there's other teams that probably won.
Yeah, I'm saying okay.
But I'm saying like just to
say they lose those 3 games or 2 games. I mean, out of those 3,
2 out of 3,
2 out of 3. That moves Ohio State up. Matter of fact, the Big Ten.
Yeah, but Ohio State just lost again.
Oh shoot, I forgot about that.
Yeah. No, Ohio State gotta keep moving down that list.
The Big Ten has
Illinois ranked
3 or 4 of their teams in that conference ranked.
Right. Yeah.
Illinois, Ohio State still ranked.
Yeah, they're still ranked.
Michigan. I think Wisconsin's in the top.
Wisconsin
20.
was last time I saw, but they just came off a loss though.
Then of course, Michigan.
Yeah. So that's at least 4 or 5 teams.
So you gotta put they got to get in. They gonna get in the tournament.
Yeah.
And then if I said Baylor lose those 2 out of 3 games, where do you see the rest of those teams? That's in that right there on that cusp of being in that top 5. Do you take them out of the top 5 and move those teams up?
I mean, you still got okay. You can take him out the top 5, but not out of the top.
But that takes him out the number 1 seeding. You only got 4 seeds,
and that's okay. Because at the end of the day, if they're losing to ranked teams, but they're not getting their ass blown out, to me that makes you more battle tested for a tournament.
I understand that, but I guess my point is this: if you have to play either in that play-in game, or one of the first couple games, and you already tired,
I hear you.
That might not rank. That might not. It's not saying they're not a good team, but sometimes where you seated at, either gives you momentum or take away your momentum. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be interesting to see how they work these 3 games out.
Yeah, I mean, it's that time. It's March. We'll see how. We'll see how it goes with of course with the conference championships. I think starting probably next week. Because I think selection Sunday is the 14th. So I do believe that conference championships start next week, not this upcoming week. But hey, it's March. I'm happy that we got to this point. It is going to look different. It's going to look a little funky, little. We'll see how COVID plays. Right. COVID to me is the X factor of this whole tournament. You know what I'm saying?
It's like 64 teams and COVID.
I mean, so we'll see how COVID,
COVID gonna be in the Elite 8.
Makes you shape the whole 64 team tournament. Right. So we'll see. But anyway, of course, not being outdone by college hoops, the NBA themselves had a 3-day weekend of just some statements being made, some great games being won. Of course, Friday the my Lakers got a huge victory over the Portland Trail Blazers, beating them 102-93. I'll say this: it was nice to see the Lakers finally get a win. Of course, since AD's been out, it's been real tough. I'm still not out of the. I'm not worried about the Lakers because of the injury. I'm still worried. I mean, but hey, Dennis Schroeder showed up, put in his 22 points. Montrez played 30 minutes and he put in 17 points. All around team game. But the Portland Trail Blazers, pretty much is right now it's ride or die with Dame Lillard. And he just wasn't enough of himself to just propel the Trailblazers over in that game by himself.
I mentioned this the last show, and I said if the Lakers go on, this must be Melvin. I was about to say that. Shout out to Man Down Podcast. They said the Lakers played well the last 2 games. And that's kind of the point I was going to get into. Because I remember I said, if they win out, they win 10 straight. But let's have 10 games for the All-Star break. So say they win the next games before the All-Star break. Do you forget those 4 or 5 games they lost? I mean, it was oppressive. They look oppressive against Golden State.
Look, I'm going to say this.
73 points in the first half.
And look, I get that. But hear me out. So you beat Portland, who pretty much is Dame Lillard or bust,
Mhm.
and then you beat Golden State with pretty much Curry having a terrible
Yeah,
shooting night.
he had a horrible game.
He had a horrible shooting game, and then Draymond didn't play half the game because he left with an ankle injury.
Right.
I'm not trying to give excuses to these other teams, but with the NBA, when you beating teams who's not at their full strength,
okay,
and they don't have anything comparable to LeBron James status,
then that's the same thing. You can go back to them losing some games to teams who wasn't 500 prior to that. Now they beating those games. I mean, I say you can't have it both ways.
Look,
you can't say
no, hold on, because I know what you're saying.
Right.
Oh, come on, the Wizards. Are you telling me that a Wizards team with Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook is comparable?
They gave the game to Boston.
No, but I'm saying, are you saying they're a comparable team to Golden State with a Steph Curry? I'll take a Golden State with Steph Curry over Russell Westbrook.
Right, I understand what you're saying.
And Bradley Beal Wizards team every day.
I understand what you're saying, but my thing is, you lose to them, right?
Okay.
But then you can't say, okay, they lost to them, and then turn around and say, yeah, they beat a Golden State team that's bad. So you're saying a Steph Curry team that shot horrible, minus the second half, is better or worse than the Wizards at full strength?
Yeah.
I'm saying which one? They better or worse? They worse?
I'm saying that the Golden State team will always be better than that Wizards team.
No matter what.
No matter what.
So if Steph on a wheelchair, Draymond on a crutch, he's still better.
Man, because you talking about a Wizards team, and I'm not trying to shit on them because they have played hot lately. You know, they had their own little streak. They got 5 in a row.
Hold on, he want to call in. Let me put the number out there.
Mel?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you know Mel gonna talk his junk. You know, Mel call it 100 though. You should just send the link at him, have him pop up.
Let me collect my dang on phone that right quick.
I just think that the Lakers need to find the right measuring stick to see how they really look without AD.
Okay.
I just think
come on, baby.
They beat who they were supposed to. When you got a Golden State team with no Draymond pretty much half the game, no Steph shooting like he normally does, you supposed to win that game. And they did.
Now this.
You know what I'm saying? They did. That's what you're supposed to do. But you're supposed to beat a Washington Wizards team too. I don't care how hot they've been. You're supposed to beat them as well. Anytime, and that's how I feel. Me being a Lakers fan, and when you got
all right, Mel, I just sent you team. I can put the number up there. So let me know if it works. If not, I give you another number to call. But yeah, I hear what you're saying. But LeBron had to play 24 minutes, and that he only played. He played 24 minutes. He sat out. So I think that on top of the fact that builds their confidence. Put it this way, I want to see what they do up until the All-Star break.
Man, damn that! Anytime Eric Pascal and then Kelly Oubre is your lead contributors.
I'm not a Laker fan. Let me say this.
Let me say this. Come on, man. That was his team. Come on.
I won't say
Lakers did what they were supposed to do.
That's what good teams supposed to do.
Yeah, I'm not
saying they're supposed to beat the team they're supposed to beat. You know what I'm saying? And not lose.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. They didn't beat the Washington Wizards. That's a team they're supposed to beat.
And I acknowledge that. What I'm saying, that was that losing streak. Now you're on this side of the losing streak.
I don't know, man.
Hold on, let me give him this number. No, now you're on this side of the of a winning streak, right? So
no, 2-game winning streak after 5-game losing streak.
So how many games do you give them before you say they're on the upside? They got to win 3, 4. What'd you say?
I don't need them to go on a 10-game winning streak, but you can't. you can't sit here and get all in an uproar that they beat a beat up Golden State team and a beat up Portland Trailblazers team. Like beat the top competition and say that they've done something. That's all I'm saying.
All right, hold on. Let me connect them up.
That's all I'm saying. Give me a better
What up?
stick.
What's going on, Lamar? What's going on, man? What's up now?
What up, man?
Melvin, what's up?
Am I echo? Is that echo coming from me?
Hold on, let me check. It might be me. Let me turn us down a little bit.
You good. We got everybody tuning in. This is Melvin Wall from the Man Down Podcast Network, basketball extraordinaire. He's about to go ahead and shit on all my takes. I know he is. I can feel it.
No way, man. You ain't. Hey, look. The only thing I wanted to say, because Mel was saying, you can't have it both ways with LeBron and the Lakers missing AD and Schroeder, and not beating teams when they're not at full strength. But then when they beat teams that's not at full strength, we got to kind of overlook it or whatnot, right?
Right,
so
right.
I kind of agree and I kind of don't. I'm gonna tell you why it's different.
Okay, go ahead.
Because the narrative surrounding LeBron is that he's the guy, and he makes everybody he plays with better.
Okay.
Right? Is that not the narrative? He makes everybody he plays with better.
Yeah.
So we give him credit for being the guy that he can just step on any squad and drag them to the finals.
Okay.
That's his superpower. That's what we give him credit for. When the history books show it, when everybody talk about LeBron after he's finished playing, that's what his title's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever people that's watching from the outside looking in see the opportunity to point out that he is not that guy, that's what they do. So that's the only reason why people was pointing out, hey, here's LeBron without AD. Let's see him use his superpower, and then they go on the 4-game skid, and then Schroeder had to come back to help him get out of that 4-game streak. Right. So that's the only thing they're trying to point out is that LeBron is not what you're saying. Everybody is saying he is.
Okay. Now,
to the part about when now he has most of his team back except AD, and then they beat a squad like Portland who don't have their number 2 and 3 guys. No one has ever said Dame is this superstar that makes everyone better and can drag mediocre players to the finals. No one's ever said it about him. So it's rightfully so that they dropped that game against the Lakers. And so with the Warriors, everybody was surprised that the Warriors beat the Lakers at full strength the first game of the season. But they didn't win it this time, right? So that's the difference. That makes sense.
Oh yeah. No, that makes total sense. Now I want to ask you this because you said it on your show, the Man Down Podcast. A team that to watch out for is the New York Knicks. Now they sitting in 4th place in the East, and they fans is going crazy over social media. Knicks.
Knicks fans.
Oh, Knicks.
They the Dallas Cowboys in the NBA.
So tell me this, man. How do you see the Knicks furthering this winning streak that they gone on? Because they just had a great winning weekend. So how have they been able to just pretty much turn this around?
Well, it's the lightning in the bottle thing, right? When you get a new coach that changes the culture a little bit, and you get the right type of players there, and you see how Tibbs is. He knows with his philosophy and his system, he knows players, that can withstand his coaching style and who's already played in. That's why he went and got Taj Gibson. That's why he went and got Derrick Rose.
Yes.
Like these are players that he's already coached before, right?
Right.
So all it is a bunch of young players that's easily impressionable and can be coached up. You got a rookie in quickly. You got a rookie in Obi Toppin, and then you got a superstar, not a superstar, but you got an all-star in Julius Randle, who's always been good, right?
Yeah.
So it's the right pieces, the right coach at the right time, and it's one of those things where they might ride this for 2 or 3 years and get better. But will they be able to get over the hump from this? I don't know. We've seen Tibbs do this twice already. He did it with the Bulls.
Right.
Lightning in the bottle. But things about coaches like Coach Tibbs and Van Gundy, at some point they're their message becomes stale.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's good at the beginning when you're changing the culture, but they haven't shown that they can sustain it and take that team to the next level.
I was about to say that.
So
No sustainability.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How has it literally that trade that they made with Derrick Rose, which you kind of brought up to me, pretty much helped kind of slightly been like the little icing of the cake so far for this whole franchise.
Yeah, because he's a Tibbs guy, number one, and number two, he's a former superstar. The only thing is that dropped him from superstardom is an injury.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you got a person who believes in himself, a person that's obviously still good, but and those are the best type of veterans to have. Someone who used to be a superstar that accepts that they're not anymore, and then you group them with other young players. They got superstar potential. Man. That's the best thing to do. Phil Jackson used to do that the best.
Mm-hmm.
He'll bring in a guy like Rodman. He'll bring in a guy like Ron Harper.
Mm-hmm.
He's bringing in all these dudes that used to be number ones and number twos on our squad that now accepts a role of being just a sidekick to Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. That's the best type of and Tibbs and Doc Rivers did it in Boston too. They brought in Sam Cassell, who used to be a part of like a mini big three in Milwaukee with Ray Allen and Big Dog Glenn Robinson.
Right.
Won several championships. Hakeem Olajuwon and the Rockets. Then they brought in PJ Brown, who was a big piece of the Miami Heat team.
Mm-hmm.
They brought in Steph Marbury one year. Like, you gotta find those veterans to team up with your guys that's ascending, and then have a good mix of young players and veterans and then see and good coaching and defense, and then see how far you can take it.
All right, let's keep it.
Niggas gonna be good.
Yeah. Nick, I think they're gonna be all right. Now let's keep it in the East real quick. How do you really see the 76ers season playing out? Because they're great, won games, and then they just literally messed up and slipped up and got taken out by the Cavaliers this weekend.
I don't think. See, and they got the same situation going on that the Knicks got. They got the new coach that's coming here to change the culture a little bit, and I like how Doc added shooters. Danny Green, and Steph Curry.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what they needed. They didn't have no shooters.
Right.
They can get hot if Joel Embiid decides that he wants to show everybody he's the best big in the league in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
They can get hot, but as long as their second best player can't shoot a jump shot or a three, it's going to be harder for them to come out of the East other than any other favorites. I think Milwaukee and Philly, being that their ones and their twos can't shoot the ball, is going to hurt them.
Right.
So I mean, so the favorites out of the East still going to be Brooklyn, and Milwaukee and Philly is still vulnerable going out first, second round. So you might see Miami and Brooklyn in the conference final.
I will say this, Miami is getting healthier. Jimmy Butler is starting to get in his groove, which kind of helping Bam find his game again. The reason why he got that extension,
right?
And Goran came off the bench, put in 26. So you think Miami can possibly run it back to the finals this year?
Yeah, that's tough. It's gonna take the Nets to melt down to not get to the finals.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna have to do what the Clippers did last year and just not do what they're supposed to do. And they can do it. Even though they got those three superstars, it's their first year playing together, and the type of I don't know, maybe I don't even know if the disruption is gonna be a problem, but just the chemistry issues that might pop up, it can hit them just like it hit the Clippers, man. So I wouldn't be surprised if this year is the year they don't make it. But they're gonna be the team to beat moving forward. So yeah, it's a possibility Miami could do it, but not as they are already constructed. I think Miami is really a piece away, and maybe they have to go out and get DeMarcus Cousins. And once he gets, I think Houston already waived him, so maybe they might be somebody they can come in and help them out. But they need another piece though, for sure.
Right.
But anyway, man, hey, appreciate you calling in. Hey, that is Melvin Wall, basketball extraordinaire, representing the Man Down Podcast Network. Y'all can always check him out and the whole Man Down Podcast Network. Hey, man, we're going to let you go. We always love it when you chime in and talk your basketball talk, brother.
Appreciate you, Mel.
All right, no problem. All right, fellas.
Yeah. All right, so there it is. From the basketball extraordinaire, Melvin Wall, like I said again, representing the Man Down Podcast Network. Y'all can always check them out on they got the Facebook page. And they got all that YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all that.
Right.
But anyway, I'm on basketball talk now. So let's switch it up and we going around in diamond. Dum 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 dum. Hey dog, wow. I love that damn organ at the damn baseball park, bro.
Hey, batter,
swing. So just in case everybody hasn't known, spring training is in full effect.
Yep.
So we had some games yesterday, of course, just like the defending reigning World Series champion, LA Dodgers, getting a win against the Oakland Athletics 2-1.
All right.
So, man, how do you feel about spring training finally here, man?
It's gonna be interesting to see. With the acquisitions that the Dodgers have, I can't see them not going back.
Man, acquisitions. Man, the Padres were busy.
I mean, the Padres look good.
The Padres were busy. They were getting pitching.
Yeah, I saw that. But I still see the Dodgers going back.
Yeah.
Now I love to see when that series come up, them two play
in the NLCS.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't mind that.
That's gonna be a good series.
Just imagine the regular season.
I want to see how they look playing each other in the regular season.
Like, if they go back and forth pretty much all season long and pretty much make it the last week of the season determines the winner of the NL West.
But I think it's good. I think it's always good for baseball to see the Padres good. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody know the Dodgers. Even when the Dodgers wasn't winning, everybody knew the Dodgers. You know what I'm saying? Everybody still rooted for
big
the
market
Dodgers.
teams.
You forget that they had 3 teams in LA.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, 4 teams in California.
Yeah. The
you know what I'm saying? You got the Giants, you got the A's, you got the Dodgers, and you got the Padres.
Yeah.
So you got 4 teams.
Yeah.
So you forget about that. I'm sorry. And the Oakland A's.
Oh, they got 5.
They got 5 teams. I got about Oakland A's. Yeah. They got the Oakland A's. You know what I'm saying? So it's 5 teams in California. And most time you hear people, they talk about the Dodgers. You know, I mean, of course the Giants.
And it's crazy. The Giants, the Dodgers, and the Padres all in the same division.
Right.
At the Rockies and the Diamondbacks. But
right.
Yeah.
So I think Padres being good. I mean, the Athletics are pretty decent. You know what I'm saying? They're not horrible.
I think they're starting to switch over their
I'm saying, but they still a decent team.
Yeah.
The Giants still a decent team. I think the only one out of those 5 that is like not that great is the Angels.
Yeah, because they're spending too much money on pretty much Malik Trout.
Yeah,
and they haven't really spent. You know, they got Rendor the year last year. They paid big money for him, but they keep spending money on certain stars, and they just can't get over the hump, man. I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is either, bro.
Yeah. I mean, but just because spring training is here, that lets me know that March is definitely in full effect because by the end of this month it'll be regular season. So as a Kansas City Royals fan, I kind of like where we're headed. I'm not saying we're going back to 2014, 2015, getting consecutive World Series appearances, but me personally, I will be okay if we are, 500. Just because after going all in and getting those back-to-back World Series appearance in 2014 and 2015 and winning in 2015, we majority of that whole cast has been gone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That has helped us get to that, consecutive World Series appearance and winning one. We're just not built like that no more. And, we're still a small market team, even though I do love that we just re-signed Hunter Dozier. We brought in Andrew Benintendi from the Red Sox, who's won. He knows what it takes to be on a winning team.
Right.
Hopefully he could sprinkle some of that culture in there. He has been kind of coming off a couple of injuries, but hopefully that can he can bring in a different mentality. He's still young. So he'll be in the outfield. Of course, that helps us. We just our best left fielder of all time, Alex Gordon, just retired last year. So, that plugs a hole. Still got Jorge Soler, solar power. He's knocking the balls out the ballpark.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We still got a couple of pitchers. I still think we need to amp up our bullpen and starting pitchers. Jacob Junis is still nice. Duffy's getting up there in age, but he's still a savvy veteran. And then of course you still got the best catcher in all of baseball. I don't care what nobody says. I'm still rocking with Salvador Perez catcher in Major League Baseball.
Right.
So, hey, if we go 500 and kind of make a push for a wild card playoff spot, I'm good. I'm satisfied. How you feel about your Detroit Tigers, bro? You don't sound too confident.
Here's the thing about Detroit. First of all, they've been rebuilding for years now. You know what I'm saying? I said, how long did it take to rebuild?
As long as it's gonna take.
Should take forever. I know they said Rome wasn't built in a day, but geez, you know what I'm saying? I mean, Spencer Torkelson, he didn't cut his hand on a can.
Man.
So he gonna be out. That's already a bad omen right there. One of your best players and cut his hand on a can.
Wow.
So, man, you can't afford a can opener, bro. What's up? Then, they went and got AJ Hinch as far as their manager from the Diamondbacks and formerly from Astros. So, he kind of got to see how his philosophy is for the team, how he gonna work out after Gardenhire, is gone. Which I wouldn't have got Gardenhire anyway. And then, they went and signed what's his name? Jose Urena.
Yeah.
His ERA is over 5.
And then
he's wild. He hit batters.
Yeah.
So I didn't understand that acquisition. They went and picked up a veteran, what's his name? Robbie Grossman.
Yeah.
So I mean, a veteran is good for the outfield.
Y'all don't have a young star no more.
Here's the thing with how they built. Detroit got a lot of what you call it? They brought up a lot of players from the minor leagues.
Yeah, a lot of call-ups.
Yeah. So it's kind of like depends on how they turn out and how they do. They on an upward climb.
Yeah,
for that. You know what I'm saying? So I can understand that, but I say, they still got what's his name? Cabrera. So you're gonna have that bat, but
he old as
but he can't run. So you hit a home run, he in trouble. You know what I'm saying?
If he ain't hitting a home
run, he in trouble, man.
You're right. You can hit it to the wall and end up with a single every
Victor
time.
Reyes. Right. You gonna make it the first?
I mean,
I like the fact they went and got a veteran catcher.
Yeah, I hear you.
So I like that. Nomar. Who else they got? So they got a couple of good players. They got decent speed. They got they re-signed Jonathan. Some decent bats. My only problem is the pitching. They pitch don't look great.
Man, y'all had so many great pitchers that came through there. Verlander, what's his name? That's Scherzer.
At one time Bonderman.
Yeah,
he was pretty decent.
Well, y'all didn't have all kinds of pitchers come.
Here's the thing with the pitching. All right, what's his name? Fulmer. I mean,
yeah.
He had looked the same since Tommy John.
Yeah,
I just mentioned Urena. They called up. They got they number 1 draft pick. Casey Mize. Depends what he developed. They got another draft pick they picked up, and it's just like they're pitching. I get they're pitching about C-.
Yeah.
So overall, I give Detroit a C+, and that's to see how that depends on how those prospects pan out and those young players pan out.
So you sound like me. So pretty much 500 season, you good.
Yeah.
Push for a wild card place, you good. All right, well, we reached that time in the show, y'all. That favorite time of the show that you need to get it off your chest. Say it with
Holla
your chest.
Your boy.
Little ass nickel. All right, I'm gonna make mine short and sweet. Damn, all y'all damn Houston franchises can't keep nobody. Damn, Victor Oladipo got traded to the Houston Rockets, and over the weekend it comes out that he turned down a 2-year, $45 million extension. So you got to be that bad that a man don't want to get paid $22.5 million a year to not be in that damn franchise. Houston franchises, I don't know what's going on out in Houston because it ain't the women. I know the women is nice and proper in Houston, so I don't know what it is, but with y'all franchises, people just ain't trying to be up in that joint. I don't know what it is. All y'all need to figure out, from the damn baseball team, basketball team, and the football team. People is not trying to stay. They ain't even trying to take the money to stay. Cats is even taking the money like Deshaun Watson and still don't want to stay. Cats just want to get up out of Houston. And I don't know what's going on, but I know it ain't the women. Let it off your chest, big bro.
Say it with your chest, little ass nigga.
So we know the history of basketball. There's been great players throughout basketball. I mean, you know, of course, I went around the 50s and 60s, but in even some of the 70s. But you hear about, you know, Pete Maravich and Havlicek and Cousy, you know, great players. Jerry West, you know, he's the basketball logo.
Yeah.
And everything. Now, the game has changed. Even like we talked about a lot of times how they don't even have like really positions anymore. You know, they give you a signing position for the sake of giving you a title, saying you the guard, you the point, you know, the shooting guard, that kind of thing. But really, there's no true
on the court.
You know, no true position. I'm sorry, somebody text me at the same time.
Squirrel.
Right, squirrel. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So there's no really true positioning, but the game itself has changed, even how it looks. 70%, 75% black players. I talk about this a lot. When things and times change, when is the time for you to change with it? Do you wait and let it pass you by? Do you wait and miss an opportunity? That's what any industry, you know what I'm saying? When things change, you need to change with those times. You need to get on that wagon or ride that wave when it changes. You know what I'm saying? We had you heard Bill Russell. You had Bill Russell talk about the stuff that he went through as a player. You know, playing with the Boston teams, and he couldn't even do certain things with the team because of his color. You know, now you have predominantly more black players in the league, so it became more of it's more phenomenon.
Phenomenon.
Something like phenomenon. Something like phenomenon.
Chill out.
Right. You know, you see more of that when you see a white player that stands out. You know, we go Jason Williams, and we can go online, Larry Bird. You know, when those come out, it's like, oh wow. Back, you know, in the 50s and 60s, it was more when you seen a black player. So now the times is changing. So why are we not changing with those times and changing the logo? We heard Kyrie Irving bring up make the logo Kobe Bryant.
Kobe. I wouldn't be mad at that. And
some people say, well, if you're gonna make a Kobe, why not Jordan? Because Jordan actually changed the game. Here's my argument to that is, Kobe now has mentored a lot of people. Mm-hmm. Kobe, now it's passed away.
Yeah.
So not only would this be a great tribute to Kobe, but it would be a good representation of the people who represent your league. Mm. There is more predominantly Black players in your league, so why not have that symbol or that logo represent the players in your league? Now, some might argue you can't the image of the player is ambiguous. You can't really tell what he is, black or white, because it doesn't really show that. But we know that's Jerry West. Everybody knows that.
The logo.
That's everybody calling the logo. You know what I'm saying? So I think the argument making it Kobe, even Jerry West says he don't really want to be the logo.
I've heard that.
You know what I'm saying? So you can't use that excuse, we don't want to offend Jerry West. He don't care. He don't mind. Let me say that. He doesn't mind. You know what I'm saying? So I think what Kyrie Irving had said, I agree with. And I think that that's something that the NBA needs to look to and try to do. And if 30 years down the line, 40, 50 years down the line, if the league become predominantly Hispanic, think about changing the league. I wouldn't mind you changing the logo to a Hispanic player. If the WNBA, would you make that logo Jerry West? No, because it doesn't represent the players who's in that league. So I think
Jermina.
Right. Right. So I think changing that logo.
Sure. Jermina West.
Jerry West with a wig.
Just like Joanna
Man. Joanna West. So I think that NBA should change the logo, and it should even be a discussion. Just change it and we be done with it.
Say it with your chest, little ass nigga.
Well, there you have it. We both had some shit and got it off our chest. I mean, we talked some sports. We had a great caller from Melvin Wong representing the Man Down podcast. Kind of helped us ease through that basketball transition, but it's cool. We're on a limited time, hour plus, and we've reached it.
Right.
So before we get up out of here, shout out to everybody that has contributed to the I.O.W network.
Brought in
some content.
Right.
Appreciate everybody that has tuned in to all the shows, especially this show, and always interacted. We love it.
Melvin just spoke. Let's see what Melvin said right quick for me.
He
said, they don't need to change the logo. We can't keep asking for reparation with things that our counterparts got 75 years ago. Okay.
Fair.
Well, here's my thing to that, Melvin. I agree and I disagree. I think that it's not reparations. I think you are putting their feet to the fire and telling them to put their money where their mouth is. If they're saying they are backing us for our social justice issues, they're saying they're backing us as a Black Lives Matter. They're backing us and saying that they supporting Black players, Black agendas, and stuff like that. I believe that you just tell them to put their money where their mouth is. I don't think that you ask for reparation for a logo, because that's just the same thing when Lamar brought up the point about all these gestures about Black Lives Matter, stuff like that. And then I said to you about
me,
that,
it's about the action.
I said to you about that. It's not even. I don't care nothing about the signs and all that stuff. However,
the symbolism.
The symbolism is cool to a degree. You know what I'm saying? But I think you couple that with other things.
I think you got to.
I don't have a problem with that.
You got to follow it up.
You got to follow it up. Right. So I think the logo itself, it's just, to me, it's something showing that you moving forward. I don't think that it's it's the end of all to be all.
I put it to you this
I don't
way.
think it's the end all to be all.
I'm cool with it, but it's not necessary.
Right. If it doesn't happen, fine.
Yeah.
But my thing, then I go back to why you pushing why you so against it for the NBA? I guess that's my thing. Why you so against it? If someone brings it up, why you so against it? They shouldn't
have no reason.
It shouldn't be. I guess it's more my point. If somebody brings it up, then why would you have pushback against it? Now, whether or not you do it or not, I think those are two separate issues.
Yeah.
Them not doing it is one. Is to me, it's like, why you not doing it?
100% refusal to do it.
Right, 100% refusal to do it. It's
to
like,
me, it
why?
says more.
That says more. It speaks more about that.
I got
you. Whether or not they do it or not is my. No one brought it up. They never did. I wouldn't have cared. Put it that way. It's like, okay, whatever.
Honestly, yeah.
It's like, okay, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Then I think that speaks more about.
Cared.
I think that speaks more about your representation thing and asking people for what Melvin was saying. I think it speaks more about what Melvin was saying earlier. If we never thought about it, we don't care. But I think when someone puts the question to you, and that's like if I ask you, are you a racist, and you beat around that question, what do you mean? Why are you asking me that?
Yeah.
It's a yes or no. You know what I'm saying? Why you have to go around the question? So I think somebody put it to your face and said, hey, we want to change the logo to Kobe. Fine. It should be okay, no problem, fine. After all we do for this league.
Now I hear what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? So I think we conflating or mixing those two issues together. And Melvin said, forward thinking, the logo isn't the answer, ownership is. And I agree. But I think, like I go back to what I was saying, Melvin, I don't think what I'm saying is not that's the end all to be all. I don't think the logo itself is like, okay, we get the logo, now we on the come up.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying I think it's more about if I pose this question to you or the suggestion to you and you resisting to it, now I'm side.
What's the reason for the resistance?
Why are you resisting?
Yeah.
It should be okay, cool, no big deal, and let's move forward.
I hear you.
But ownership is right. And we talked about that before. We talk about that in all our platforms. It's about ownership.
It's always about ownership.
It's always about ownership. You know what I'm saying? So I do agree.
It's always about ownership.
They need this is a big topic. They need an entire right. You're right. We do need an entire show dedicated to this. We mostly do these kind of topics on I Often Wonder.
Yeah,
but we deal with a whole show.
Hey, but still, I mean,
but sometimes stuff bleed over. And you know what I'm saying? And I like discussions like this because like Melvin brought up a point, and you know what I'm saying, and I don't disagree with this point.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to expand on it.
Yeah, I hear you.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that's my thing. I'm trying to expand on that because I think a lot of times we talk about black issues. I'm gonna say it so we can wrap it up. But a lot of times we talk about black issues and everybody want to make it a black and white. And I'm not talking about color, but like this or that.
Yeah.
And we don't step into the gray areas that we just step into. We don't go into the nuances that need to be playing to. It should be this or that. Just like reparations. Reparations is not the end all to be all.
No, but either you
know what I'm saying?
You don't.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think that once we get reparations, we came up, Melvin missing ownership. That's another piece.
Yeah.
So I think there's pieces to this puzzle that need to be added. It goes to the whole picture.
I get you.
You know what I'm saying?
I get you.
Well, I appreciate you, Melvin. I mean, I love discussions like this, bro. And I think that this is the kind of discussions we need to have. And right.
No, but I've said it on my late night owl show. It's hard
to say goodbye to yesterday.
To me, it's starting to get to that point where it's hard to keep sports and social issues and social justice separate because they're starting to bleed into each other.
I mean, we live in it every day, bro.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. We're all humans and stuff bleeds. And
I mean, this goes back. We do need another show for this.
Yeah.
This goes back to we talk about social media and how social media is dominating our culture.
Yeah.
So now, before, and yes, I'm older than you guys. So it's like I remember when I had to get my sports from a newspaper.
Yeah.
And a lot of times when things happen,
it already passed.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like stuff happened in China, it passed already.
Yeah.
We behind. Or you might get bits and pieces of certain things unless a relative calls you and say something happened in California. You know what I'm saying? Unless if they ain't putting it on the ABC News, you didn't see it. Mm-hmm. Versus now, if they kill a black man in 2 traffic light South Carolina,
yeah,
you'll hear about that
Sometime
before the news even report. If the news even get it, somebody on social media then posted that.
Yeah.
And then simultaneously, you might get a killing in Georgia.
Yeah.
Or you might get a killing in New York. And so now you got 3 or 4 killings going on. Now it seems like it's in your face all the time you living, or you getting pulled over and something happened to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So all those combined makes it so.
Speaking of which, go check out American Skin.
Right.
Oh my God.
Oh, I heard about it. I haven't seen that.
Oh, bro.
And I think that those are the things,
bro,
that makes it. We have to speak. We feel like we have to speak more about it because now we're so bombarded with it.
American Skin will trip you out.
Okay.
And then I saw Judas and the Black Messiah. That'll trip you out.
Fred Hampton.
Yeah. Oh, man, that was good. But anyway, you
Billie
know,
Holiday, America against Billie Holiday, heard that was good too.
Yeah. Anyway,
all right,
I know y'all just got like a little overtime little scenario.
Right.
We're gonna revisit that whole, social dynamic in sports because, in my opinion, sports is the truest reflection of society itself. Sometimes
it's a microcosm. Of
society. It is. Mm-hmm. So we'll pick that discussion up. We'll pause it and park that joint right now. And we'll get to it. So y'all just got a little bonus coverage, a little bonus talk. Look, we will be back Thursday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can always tune in Monday through Friday with me, the wild card himself, Late Night Owl Edition.
Right.
Old man, he never up that late.
I told you I'll be up. Like I say, sometimes I be listening.
Look,
I don't comment.
If y'all up, come in,
because I know if I start commenting, I'm gonna wake all the way up.
No, I'm saying, bro. Oh, I
get up at 4 o'clock.
Oh my gosh!
So
this week I'm a couple of guests call in and fall through, but anyway,
that's good.
It's been real, folks. We will see y'all again 3:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursday.
Appreciate it, Melvin.
Shout out to Melvin for all the contribution you had to the show today, and in past contributions. We'll probably link up with y'all in the Whole Man Down Network again.
Mel, we still listen, man. I need to holler at you about something. I got your number on my phone. I'll text you.
I was about to say it. Anyway.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying, like you could just call them. I'm just saying.
Come on, wrap it up, nigga. Ask you all that.
Hey, it's been real. I hope y'all all have a fantastic Monday. Have a fantastic week. Be thankful to be breathing and kicking. So go hug somebody, love somebody. Peace, y'all. Y'all be good. I.O.W. Network. I.O.W. Sports. I.O.W. Sports. I.O.W. Sports.
Yeah.